This episode was recorded in the middle of August, so certain things might be a bit dated. I'm really sorry in advance. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Wholesome Crew, a show about bees in a beehive. I'm buzzingly HorseGam, and here are my two great buzzing friends, Kyrbii.
Can't believe Anonemus is not a friend. Hi, I'm Kyrbii. They, them. I'm very happy to be here on the first episode. We definitely didn't scrap the pilot. Don't ask.
It'll be somewhere.
it'll be somewhere, and then joining me and HorseGam is our third host.
I'm Sidney. My professional nouns are he, him. I'm base, so my pronouns aren't he, himler.
Wow. Okay.
And then
All
here
right.
we have our guest. We have our very special guest. He's a big Love Live fan. Give it up for Anonemus.
Yeah, our Love Live person.
Call me he, him, also not Himmler. Also, what's the theme of this podcast? Why was it like bees?
Bees.
Oh, I was just come up with a random thing.
Mario
That's the
Galaxy.
thing I do every. I just want to make it say a show about blank, and I just fill in the blank every episode.
I could talk
this
about.
is a show about buzzing bees.
I could talk about bees the entire time.
No, we're not going to talk about bees the entire
Actually, no.
time.
Okay. Speaking of bees, I saw this one video where this woman, she was like, there are a billion bees outside my car, right? So what she does is she reaches her hands into the bees to open her car, like through the bees. It's like an entire layer of it, and then she's like, there was just a queen bee in my car. I see. And it's like, you are a fucking crazy person. I know you're like a beekeeper, but like that is fucking sad. That is psychotic.
If I saw like my car like just filled with bees, I would be like, all right, I'm either gonna sell my car or just fucking.
I'm gonna launch a Half-Life 2 Gmod rocket launcher at it from far away.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the gravity gun. I'm gonna fucking throw it away with the gravity gun.
If I saw my car filled with bees, I'd probably look around to see if there was a camera like filming me for a prank show or something.
You got fucking,
You got
what's
pranked.
you got bead.
Now I'm thinking like during the Jackass era of reality television, like was there not? They really should have made like a beekeeper version of Jackass where just some dude bro beekeepers who just have all of these bees to do the most stupid shit with, and that's the gimmick of the show.
You know, that reminds me. I have a story about bees that I want to tell that happened when I was a kid. Also, we need to post the video of the guy that like he's like ba ba ba, and then he grabs the wasp hive and just eats it in his mouth while still singing the song. Have I sent that video? I
vaguely remember that.
It's a really good video. It's just guy. This guy walking up. He's like ba 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 ba, and then he grabs the beehive or the wasp nest or whatever. He puts the whole thing in his mouth and he starts chewing it up. And then he, like, while still singing his weird song, spits it onto the camera lens. It's really funny. I'll have to show you after this recording. I don't know. It made me laugh really hard. I do have one more story about bees, though, from when I was a kid. If I can tell it before we move off of the bee topic.
I just said this is a joke.
Well, it's better this way. Don't you want to talk about bees for the first 5 minutes?
No, it's fine.
Bees are based?
Yeah, exactly. We need to. I mean, yeah. Just To clarify, we do not support the removal of bees.
We do
think
not
bees are
support
pretty
colony
cool.
collapse disorder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
hard
we're
bees.
gonna release an update to our podcast that just has a bee that does nothing.
So, I was going to a I was going to a Wendy's as a kid, right? And we were this was either after school or on summer break. I can't quite remember. And we go through the Wendy's and we're in the line. It's like a long line that kind of like wraps around the building, right? So we get around the building, and that's when we realize that in the Wendy's nest, in the Wendy's window, there's a bee nest, right? And there's the Wendy's nest, exactly. Okay, but there's a beehive in the window of the Wendy's, and instead of closing the Wendy's, they left the beehive there. And I want to say, there's not a little bit of bees. There's enough bees to cover my dad's car window. And at this point, we're already in the line, and like. And there's these massive swarm of bees outside the window. I wonder why the drive-thru is even open, because that just seems like it's dangerous and no one would want to go there. But I guess the shithead manager was probably like, yeah, it's fine, just leave it open or whatever. I don't know.
Leave it open,
but
won't sting anybody. Everyone has the allergies, fuck them.
So, my siblings are both having panic attacks. They're like, because there's like bees all over the window, right? It's like, that's fucking not something you normally see. And I'm just like, this sure is happening, huh? And my dad just goes up to the window and he's like, well, have you seen the bees? And like, there's literally bees covering the window of the worker, and they have to like hand us our food very quickly. And they're like, yeah, we see the bees. Yeah. And it was just like, I was just so confused. I was like, why are they open? Two, shouldn't they have someone come by to deal with this? And like, just, How did it get so bad that there's a massive beehive outside your window and no one is about it, right? Like, how does this happen?
What I know about Wendy's and how, like, every Wendy's operates, it's... Most Wendy's I have ever gone to are shit. They have shit management. Like, I feel like there is no Wendy's in the world that's like, we're a top-tier Wendy's. We're gonna give you your food in, like 2 minutes from your order. You're either gonna wait a long time, and you're gonna get like 3 things on your order wrong, or like you're gonna wait like 2 minutes and then they're just gonna give you one thing that you ordered.
No, and half the time they miss your food. Like, my sister would always order a taco and they would always forget her fucking Wendy's. You know how Wendy's... Actually, no, sorry, this wasn't Wendy's, this was Jack in the Box. I'm sorry, I was like throwing Wendy's under the bus. That's actually slander. I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
No, still
we're gonna get sued by Wendy's. We did not have bees outside our window in 2008.
Dude, we're gonna get roasted on Twitter by Wendy's.
Wendy's is gonna roast us on Twitter.
Oh.
You
should have jacked off in their box.
Shit always happened to Jack in the Box. I remember there was one time I was getting some lunch at Jack in the Box, and this guy comes up to my window while my mom's ordering food, and he's like, "Hey, I just got out of jail in Florida. Can I have some money?" And she's just like, "No." It's like, no, you can't have anything. Go away. This is not the place to ask for that. I don't know, man. It's weird. I could keep going with shitty fast food stories, but I don't want to I don't want to just like have that be the only. Well,
I'm fine with. Do we have any other shitty fast food stories? Because I feel like that is.
It's not shitty. But one time when I went to, and this actually was at a Wendy's, not a Jack in the Box. I went to Wendy's, and there was an old guy, like an older guy, probably like late 50s, right? And I don't know what happened for him to be doing this, but he had plugged in his Xbox to the booth he was sitting in and the TV, and was like playing on his Xbox in Wendy's. I don't know what he was doing or why he was doing that, but good on him, right?
Like, I have like a lot of stories of like waiting a fuck ton of time at like fast food places, because like they either have like 2 people working and there's like a bunch of people outside, or like they're just being really lazy about food. Like, I went to Whataburger, which is a place in Texas. So if you don't know what Whataburger is. It's a fast food place in Texas. I went there to go get stuff for my family, and like I had to sit there for an hour waiting for my food. It was so egregiously long. Like, no one came up, like, I was sitting in the restaurant. I wasn't, like, at the drive-thru. It was just in the restaurant. I was in view of the counter. So, like, they knew I was there. They would come out, they wouldn't even say anything, be like, hey, your food's in the waiting. Like, I remember, like, some lady almost got, because I wasn't the only one. I remember watching a lady almost visibly get super fucking angry. She was about to burst a bubble, and she just fucking stormed out of the fucking restaurant, and I'm like, oof.
I have a story similar to that too. I'm sorry. I know I've told like 4 stories so far, but this is a good one. So me and my dad, we go into McDonald's, right? It's like probably 9 or so, you know, and it's like winter or something. So it's like, you know, the point in time where it's really dark, you know, dark at night, just to set the mood. And there's 2 people working in the McDonald's. And there's a guy and a girl, and the guy is, and the guy and the girl, the whole time my dad is taking the order, is like, you know, they're just kind of joking around. My dad's like, well, whatever, you know, because my dad, just to explain, he doesn't like drive-thrus at all. He just prefers to just walk in to a place. This was before, you know, COVID and stuff, so, you know. But you know, he prefers to just walk into the place. And my dad's a pretty chill guy. It was just like, whatever. It's not going to bother me. But then the guy, they're throwing a wet towel back and forth at each other, right? While my dad's ordering. And I'm going to get, hold on, I'm going to get to that. And I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about it. And the guy, and the girl is...
Like they're throwing it they're throwing it to each other like a football, like playing with it.
Yeah, like they're playing with it, right? And the girl is working the deep fryers. Have any of you worked at like a? Oh my god!
Oh, no.
Hold on, my banjo
my
alarm just went off.
That's when we get Banjo Kazooie news.
My banjo alarm.
My banjo just went off.
It's okay, friend. I love you. No.
Banjo jump scare.
No, but okay. So, have any of you ever any worked with deep fryers at all? Okay, so you know what happens if you get like water in a deep fryer, right? Yes, it explodes with boiling grease.
Yes.
So this guy throws it at so while this is all happening, he's throwing this. They're throwing it back and forth in front of the deep fryer while it has fries in it. And my dad just goes, and my dad literally, like, the guy is goofing off, and you know what my dad does? He walks up to him, and he just, like, snaps his fingers right in his face, like, hey, pay attention to him. And the guy, like, stands up straight, and he's like, you can't do that shit. you just can't. And the guy gets really sheepish and scared, and he's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Even though he was, like, a 30-year-old guy,
was
my
a
dad is
30-year-old
like...
guy throwing a fucking...
My dad looks pretty scary, if you don't know him. So he was just, because like I think you don't expect someone to just go up to your face and like snap at you like you're a kid, you know, just like not like snap like angry, but like literally snapping his fingers in his face to get his attention because he wasn't listening. And he was like, you cannot do that. She could get seriously hurt, and if that's how you are gonna be, you need to no longer work here. And then after that, the guy looked really sad the whole time.
Kinda.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed that was the good ending.
What did you want the poor people to get burned up in the grease fire?
Yeah, I wanted to see like that Canada PSA.
I wanted to hear about it. This catastrophe. You were like building up these steps of this hugely irresponsible thing happening, and I was expecting a cathartic, terrible event to occur while you're just in this fucking... It was cathartic for me because he really showed that guy what for. He just like totally he you know, obviously no disrespect to fast food workers. I've been there. I totally get it. But like if you're literally going to be creating a dangerous situation, you know, like then yeah, don't do that. Even then, you shouldn't be throwing shit around with a deep fryer. You could, like, die if you get shit. There have been people who, like, drop
who drop ice into the deep fryer on accident,
God.
and they literally melt their faces off and die. You know?
I don't really have any crazy fast food or restaurant stories from the customer perspective, but I did one time when I was like, I don't know, 12. I watched a really late night movie with my family, and we wanted food afterwards, like 2 a.m. And so we went to Denny's, and there was no one in there except for this woman just hunched over on her phone watching porn. And we were just like, like right by the entrance. We were like, oh, okay. So we walked to our table, and the waitress came over and just looked over at that table and said, "Crazy night, huh?" And like, yeah, she's just watching porn. And 40 minutes later,
She was just watching porn.
no,
Just
she
like,
had
watching it?
Was it like-
headphones, but she was just
Was she playing
watching
it out loud?
openly.
Was it straight?
No, it was just porn. Like, it was a porn. I mean, it looked
Wait.
like just a porn
Like-
site.
That could...
Like, was it... Like, did it seem like it was part of something else, or was it just Pornhub up and open?
Just like sitting there,
Yeah,
casual. You know,
that's
enjoy-
someone
And,
who
like,
truly watches
she
porn
didn't-
for the plot.
She wasn't playing with her fingers or anything, just sitting there watching it.
Nope, just really intently watching
Huh.
it.
Maybe,
she must have been having.
maybe
a
like
fucking
her friend
nightmare.
was in it. She was just like appreciating her friend's work.
She was still watching some like 40 minutes later when we left.
That also reminds me of the time, and I know I'm telling a lot of stories here, but this one, it's going to be a lot shorter. So I'm at Disneyland, we're leaving for the day, we're on the, you ever been to Disneyland? There's like trams you have to take to get back to the parking lot, you know? And this guy just starts watching porn on the tram with a bunch of kids around him, and he's
yes.
watching it out loud at max volume, so all you hear is moaning and screaming from his phone, and he's just sitting there, and his brother literally punches him, and this is like a 30-year-old guy. His brother just straight up punches him for it. He's like, and then he's just like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? It's really funny. And the only reason I assume they were brothers is because they looked literally identical. So they were probably
It would have
twins or
been
something.
really
plan.
funny if they weren't related,
My-
and that was just a
If they weren't related, and
or
they just
no,
looked
like
exactly the
or
same.
maybe he traveled back in time to his
Like,
biggest
because
mistake.
it ruined my life.
he was trying to travel back in time to stop him, but he wasn't able to do it.
I have a fast food opinion.
Yeah, what's your fast food opinion?
So, like 2 months ago, I had In-N-Out for the first time,
yeah?
and I think it's overhyped. Like,
Okay,
it's good.
I will say In-N-Out is good if you live somewhere where you can get In-N-Out easy. It's good because it's a good burger. It's cheap. It's like really cheap compared to how much you have to pay to get it for most burgers, and it's just pretty good quality. Like if you're living in California or Arizona or somewhere that has In-N-Out, you know, then it's good. If you're living in like a state that has one, and you have to wait in a 2-hour line to get to the In-N-Out because it's overhyped, then yeah, it's kind of sucks.
Yeah, so there's like a line of like 18 cars at 11 p.m. and I was like, okay,
no, there's this fucking In-N-Out I have to pass through on the highway because there's like one in the state I live in, and no matter what time of day, it could be 3 a.m., it could be fucking in the middle of the day, there will always be at least 20 cars in the line to In-N-Out. It's just
Is
psychotic,
In-N-Out
you
like
know?
Is In-N-Out like the fast food equivalent of like toy companies that make like limited edition units? Like are they the
No, I
amiibos
wouldn't say
of
that.
fucking fast food?
I think so, because they hype up
Yeah.
They hype up their secret menu too, and I'll say the animal style burger is pretty good. I thought the fries were just alright because they're literally drenched in the sauce and all soggy. It was pretty gross, but
Are they?
I assume you're.
I always just get a
I
double
s-
burger and some fries, and that's like perfect for me.
And I'll say their shake was pretty good. It
Well,
was
you're
nice
making me
and
hungry for In-N-Out, but the only one that's like near me is like 30 miles away, and on top of that, I'd have to wait in a line.
I have not had In-N-Out
I've
since I was
never-
since
Well,
like
you
it
live in-
first
Never had one.
opened.
but
'Cause, like,
isn't
I-
the state that you live in like? Isn't that like they don't have them in the
No.
state you live in? Okay.
no.
No.
What we do is just all of them are relatively recently
really?
built, and they're also like again like 15, 30 miles away. because they're only in the major city around the major cities, and I live just outside.
You live where?
Yeah. Like, can you give us your address
sure
and
address.
like your zip code and stuff too?
No.
So
we want to find the nearest In and Out.
Here's my zip code. Go fuck yourself.
So Jensen, to answer your question, In and Out isn't intentionally limited. It's more just like they started out, I think, in California, branched out to most of California, and there's a lot in some other states, but they're only just starting to get into the market of like reaching out to other states. Like my state only has 2, and the second one was built like last year or something, I think, and it's on the opposite side of where I am in the country, whatever.
Country.
It's in
fucking.
Hey, don't tell them where I live.
Now, if
it's in New
now
England.
us Southerners, we have our Sonics, which oh my god, I hate Sonic.
I like Sonic, but only for the
I
drinks.
I only have their drinks or their mozzarella sticks. Like, it's so greasy and salty.
I've
most
only
of their
ever seen
stuff.
one Sonic around here, and I'm like, and then like that made me think like, there's no Sonics around here. That's interesting.
The In and Out, it got me thinking of like a comparison, because Sonic started in the South. There's a lot in the South, and they're slowly branching out like to the rest of the United States.
I think the one restaurant story I have was like when I was like 10 or something, and I was just eating at like just a local small family owned Mexican restaurant, and I noticed that they were just selling these weird looking DVDs, and I was like, oh, they're selling pirated DVDs of people just filming with cameras, haha, and I just was like, just said that out loud, and out loud that this little restaurant was selling pirated movies, and then I get my burrito and eat it, and after that they were like, did you enjoy your meal? And I was like, yeah, but it didn't have sour cream, and I ordered sour cream, and they're like, oh, okay, and then they just went back and made me another fucking burrito, and after I left, my family was just like, we can never go there again, you have embarrassed us!
That's not...
I'm always... Like, that's the same thing, like, I'm always afraid of asking for stuff if something is missing, like, oh man, I don't have ketchup, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go in there and ask for ketchup. Like,
I want to
scary.
I don't know if
scary.
anyone else is looking at this, because it's not going to show up in the thing, but while we were saying this guy opened up the page for In-N-Out Burger on his browser.
Oh, right. I'm still streaming.
To try and find out where the nearest... Damn, the nearest In-N-Out Burger's only 1.71 miles away.
Did you not know you were streaming?
Also, that's my VPN. So it's not. So that's actually not accurate.
We're gonna know where.
Fuck,
your VPN
goddamn! I
is.
didn't realize I was streaming.
We're gonna find your VPN.
Glad I didn't look up porn.
Yeah, we're gonna blow it up. By the way, this podcast sponsored by NordVPN.
Oh yeah, we should.
NordVPN sponsored by Raycon.
Right,
Sponsored
no,
by.
We can't put that
League of
in.
Legends.
We can't.
Sponsored by
Can't
Des.
put
Sponsored
this
by
in.
Loot
Okay.
Crate.
Hold on.
Are our
We just have to put. We just have to put
us?
text at the bottom of the screen saying it's a joke, and then we can just say, "Your Honor, it was simply an act of parody."
This entire podcast
What
is
if someone's
satirical.
not
that's
listening
true.
to this on
Okay,
the video?
listen to this right now. The fucking the NordVPN like intern who's going red in the face and punching through their monitor right now. This is a joke. It's not real.
Okay, but
and also racial.
okay, but we are.
We're brought to you. This podcast is brought to you by the Windy Podcast. Go fucking listen.
I feel like
to
we
it.
should.
Don't.
We
Don't
cannot
listen to
acknowledge that we have another podcast.
We
No.
cannot acknowledge that.
Okay,
Censor that.
No, I'm
this-
gonna cut all
this
this out. Don't worry about it.
This
episode is
podcast
sponsored by
was sponsored by ExxonMobil.
I don't even know who that is.
Is that
I
not the
don't
gas
know.
company?
This podcast is
It's
sponsored
a
by
fucking oil company.
This podcast sponsored by Pizza Hut.
Is there?
Also, there's like.
Has any podcast been sponsored by an oil company
Oh my
besides,
God, okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I want to
Fucking
say I was watching
Daily
this
Wire.
podcast once, and they had like I don't want to say who it is. And they had like 3 ads in their podcast, and I thought they were doing it as a joke. And then I realized, no, they just had 3 different ads in their hour-long podcast. Like, ads that were not short, either. And not, like, ads that are just, like, they show up, like built-in
are they, like,
ads.
right next to each other? Or, like...
No, they were relatively sparsed out, but it's still, like, you're advertising 3 different things at the same time. It's just wild.
Yeah, I was, remind me, I was watching this one podcast. We were watching the first few episodes, and then I watched the new one when it, like the 3rd one when it came out, and I have this add-on called like sponsor block that people submit times or their sponsors or other segments, and then I see an ad pops up, and I'm like, okay, let me mark where the sponsorship is, and then and then I realize that this ad, their first sponsored ad in the podcast, is 5 fucking minutes long.
That's too
for
long.
fucking
Also,
Manscaped.
like, half the time. Okay,
for
can
fucking
we talk
shave
about, like,
your
people
balls.
advertising shitty things? I swear I saw this guy yesterday. I don't remember what channel it was, but he said, like, yeah, I love this game. My favorite part of it is autoplay and speeding up the game. And I'm like, so your favorite part of it is to not play the game, you jackass. Fuck off. You clearly don't play this. And then, like, how they also get people, like Wang says in his videos, I actually play Raid Shadow Legends all the time. It's like, no the fuck you do not, you fucking liar. That is just not true.
I have...
My favorite is
like
when
their
you
eyes
can
don't
tell
move
that
at
they're,
all.
like,
I have played
staring
Raid
at a
Shadow
script.
Legends. I have played Raid Shadow Legends, and you can play with me and
Raid
millions
Shadow
of others.
Legends.
If you join
Raid
my
Shadow
clan,
Legends is the biggest fucking
and you get 2
psyop ever.
coins.
Like, no one plays Raid Shadow Legends.
Join my clan.
well, we're never.
I don't want to be
Raid Shadow
sponsored by.
Legends.
If you get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, I will leave the podcast.
Well, we would get our business email is going to be like, we're going to get like an email for like whoever develops Raid and be like, hey man, what the fuck?
We saw your new episode. We're really big fans, but you made
fans from episode
you
0.
You made Big Raid cry with your fucking thing. He hasn't stopped crying. He's slamming his fist on the desk and screaming. And so
Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends.
I think my favorite like sponsorships is just Wang's, because he, like, every single time he's had a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship, it's specifically on the worst videos to associate with it. Like, he will just sponsor Raid Shadow Legends, and then immediately go to, so this man broke this jar inside of his anus and was bleeding everywhere.
That is pretty great. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know, like, if we ever do ads, which might not be for a very long time, because doing ads would mean we get money, and I don't know how to distribute money.
Well, okay.
Like, I don't know how we
can
would
put
go
it
about
all
it.
into a fund, and then Yeah.
Invested in Bitcoin.
Yeah, perfect.
By the way, we all
NFTs,
love Bitcoin and
we
NFTs. HorseGam actually owns a few dozen. Like, he actually like owns a few dozen.
Yeah,
If you want to put some of those on, he actually, he was actually
island.
one of the first people to want to go to crypto land.
Yeah, I'm joining the metaverse.
He's actually like, well, you see, in like
or,
right now he's still alive. But we're actually gonna like put him down and upload his brain to the metaverse, so he can live on there forever.
I'm really waiting for that day. That's why I got a Quest 2. I wanted to be a part of the metaverse.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Sidney?
Okay, no, I have an amazing idea we make this new blockchain for this new cryptocurrency, but it's all stored inside of Gmod.
What if a hacker came in and shot your Bitcoin with a rocket launcher, or fucking picked it up with the admin gun?
No, but it'd be it will be running inside of a computer inside of a Gmod server.
Is it going to be like one of those...
So you can use it inside of Gmod for your role-playing servers.
It will be like one of those Gmod achievements where you have to be... In order to get it, you have to join the same room as the developer of the game. But the developer never
Is that an
plays it
actual
anymore.
achievement for
So
Gmod?
you
Jesus
won't ever-
Christ.
Yes.
There's no way you could ever do
Yeah,
that.
it's
How
called,
many
like,
people have that
Gary or
achievement?
something.
Yeah, because I think it also works if you join someone who also has the achievement. But I think...
But the problem with that is that, like, probably
But I
anyone
don't
that's...
know...
It's like
Most
a
people...
virus.
It'd be very hard to get that, you know?
Yeah. I think Gmod's achievements are very hard to get.
Yeah, I have like 100 hours in Gmod, and I have like 2 of the achievements, I think.
I'm sorry. The achievement stat for play on the same server as Gary is
What?
3%.
Oh, damn. That's actually higher than I thought it would
I
be.
think I know someone who has it.
Because Gmod is very popular, you know?
Yeah, you have to play a full month of Gmod, meaning you have to put 43,829 hours in the game.
No. Jesus.
And then you have to make a mod that gets 1,000
Oh,
upvotes.
we can do that. Yeah, we have some Reddit experts in here. Fun fact: everyone else in here is a Redditor. I've only used Reddit like once. So what's that like?
Not to brag, but I have.
Oh no, there's one for a
42,000
year.
Reddit karma.
You have to play
For a year in game.
Yeah, in-game year, which is 5,020. I
guess just like leave your
minutes.
computer on for. Oh, I only have like a few more hours before I have the 1 week achievement. Damn.
I don't think it's a game that you're supposed to get.
No,
all the
I don't
achievements
think
on.
so. Let's
Sorry,
see what the first
completeness.
achievement I got. The first Gmod achievement I got was August 14th, 2015 at 3:14 p.m. and it was play the game.
Just play single player.
I played multiplayer like 7 minutes before that. Damn, kind of cool. And and then the next achievement I got after that was an entire year later. And you know what it was? It was play a game mode that isn't sandbox.
Wow, fucking loser! Never played Cop Hunt.
I didn't
In
have
Gmod?
any friends on G
Doesn't play
that had
Trouble in
Gmod back in the
Terrorist
day.
Town.
Also, my computer was like really bad.
Yeah, Gmod, it was a weird game because it could run relatively easily, but like if you didn't have if you run off like a shitty school laptop,
It wasn't even that.
you're
Like,
not gonna
I
get
built a
anything from it.
computer for the first time, but I had, like, a budget of a 13-year-old, respectively, you know? So, I just built an...
Oh, you saying $13?
What did I do?
It was like
What did I do on my
$500.
first day of Gary's mod that I got the... I got the play on the same server and map for 4
What
hours.
the fuck were you
The
doing?
first
Just, like,
day I got Gary's
Sit
mod.
in GM Construct, like, in the corner or something.
I don't know, and then later on, wait, no, earlier at 2 a.m. I got
Okay,
play multiplayer
huh.
at least once.
Was it 4 hours later you got that
I want to say,
What am I
the
doing
same
that
day
day?
I got Gmod was the same day I got the achievement for experiencing 500 errors.
I got it 2 months
I
later.
have not received that
You
error.
haven't received that? Damn.
Remembering the time we, like, were introducing a friend to Gmod in a fucking Danganronpa map, and he was just noticing the notification for there are multiple errors, and then we were just like, oh yeah, that's normal, and he was like, that's normal?
Yeah,
Yeah, welcome to Gmod,
that's
baby.
Gmod. It's put together with tape. By the way, this
but it's still a fun
podcast
game.
sponsored by Easy Anti-Cheat.
No,
I feel like
no.
Gmod is one of those things like just Adobe Flash where it'll just kind of always run bad no matter what fucking computer you have.
In some way, yeah.
Or,
Like,
like,
if you
it'll
put too
just-
many things on...
Or like it'll just run at like the same performance with like a 2010 computer as a current computer somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what's like the what's like the most powerful PC right now? And, like,
Probably something
it'll
NASA
probably run
has.
it, like-
You know, I truly have some of my best gamer memories from Gary's mod, like screwing around with people on Dark RP. Like, I remember how one time, like, I was on a Dark RP server where there were 2 roles to be the mayor's prostitutes, and like, me and this other guy were the mayor's prostitutes, and we were like stuck in his office while rebels were trying to stage a coup. I just remember all the gunshots and screaming. All the mayor was like, "I'd never run away from you, my sweet ladies."
I love that. I have a similar experience where this Minecraft server I always used to play on, like it was like, you know, factions and stuff. It got hacked one time by a bunch of friggin', I think they were Russian hackers, which, you know, the Russian hackers meme. But like, you know, so they came onto the server and they started destroying spawn. I remember they were just killing the admins and everyone over and over again. Except like, you know, you ever played Minecraft on factions? Like how sometimes they'll have like a store or something. You know what I mean? They had a store, so what I did is I went into the store and I started looting in the Minecraft server, and I just remember walking out of the building. The streets were gone. The building across from the street was gone. And I just running away as I see the spawn burn down, and I was just like, "Damn, damn, that sucks." Anyways, time to go make off with like 6 million ender chests.
Classic looter Kyrbii.
Yeah.
I was playing Zombie Survival RP on Gary's mod one time, and I had a little store like out in the middle of nowhere. And what me and my friend would do with the store, my friend would go out onto the street and say like, "Oh, we've got a gun store here," and I'd be like, "All right, you go in the store, and there's a door at the behind me," and I'd be like, "Okay, go through there, and you can pick out your gun," and it'd be filled with zombies, and the zombies would kill the people, and then we'd loot them. But that's besides the point. Some guy came to the store at one point and was like, "Well, your store fucking sucks," and I was like, "Yeah, you want to come to the back and get something?" He's like, "No, you know, you suck at this game," and I was like, "Shut the fuck up, you loser," and. But, like, 2 minutes later, he comes back, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm actually the owner of the server." I was like, "Oh, well, pretty shit owner." And he was like, I'll let you off with a warning this time." And then my friend comes over and just says, "You're stinky. You're ugly and stinky. Your server sucks." My friend gets permabanned from the server immediately, and I'm just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
cool."
I love that.
I leave.
I just imagine. I've definitely said, honestly, owners and admins are always the most sensitive fucking people. I remember one time I changed my name. I changed my name to the admin's name with a 2 after that. He IP banned me off the server for that, and I could never go back. And it was like, that's nothing, dude. Fuck off.
Yeah, Claire, what's like the most unhinged thing that was done in the one realm we had?
I can't say. I literally cannot say it.
Oh,
it would have to be cut out.
Oh,
it would have to be cut out.
Yeah, I remember when you just like
that's something you did, right, Sidney?
The bow that I used in the
yeah. We can't talk about the bow. It's like it would definitely get cut.
I mean, the most violent thing we done in a realm is we had to kill Sidney in order to bring Sidney back to life.
There was one time. No, the worst thing I ever probably the funniest thing we ever did in that realm was just like was probably hang Epstein off of a lava pit. This was like right after he killed himself. We made an iron golem and named him Epstein, and then hung him above a pit with lava below it.
This is fucking crazy. I know that the worst thing you guys have done in Minecraft was just bully a kid.
Oh yeah,
we did not bully him. We did not bully him. He was having a good time.
Good time.
Yeah, I just remember that I was just like, "Hey,
I think he was an admin too."
I'm just gonna say his name because I don't fucking care. I was like, "Hey, Tony, what race are you? What gender are you?" And Tony was just like, "Please stop." And then like the last thing I said was just, transgender Atlantic slave trade, and then just, like, then I just got banned.
Wait, you got banned in that?
Oh, and I think I got, like, muted.
Oh, okay. Because, like, I will say, I did record the entire thing.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to upload it because things have changed since we recorded it, and I don't want to upload something that doesn't reflect us right now. But it is a funny video.
We're already making ourselves out to be extremely sus in the first episode. Guys, I promise we aren't
look,
sus.
this was a while ago.
Let's be more...
And bullying Tony was really tame.
That is true.
Okay?
That is true. It was pretty tame.
I'm thinking about just that realm, and I like how, like, more than half of the funny incidents was just me causing an unnecessary but completely avoidable problem that someone just... or me causing an unnecessary but technically completely avoidable problem, and then someone running straight into the problem, getting angry at me, and then I go, well, he could have avoided it. Like,
yeah, because I jumped into the pit. We had, like, a pit that went all the way down to bedrock that had water in it.
That I made this...
Except, yeah, there was a pit with water at the bottom.
Just door to, like, a 1x1 pit that goes all the way down to bedrock.
And I jumped in it, right, thinking there was still water in it. Except when I looked, I could see that there was I could see there was lava at the bottom, so I jumped in, except, like, I had already jumped at that point, so I had, like, a few seconds to just think about what was happening as I very quickly fell down all the way to the bottom, took enough fall damage to kill me, and then all my stuff fell into the lava, and I just said Sidney, and then I went into creative mode, and fucking kept on killing him over and over and over.
You could have looked down! You could have looked down!
I could have looked down, I just didn't think, why would someone have done that? Why would someone have done that?
I think the stupidest fucking thing that happened in it was when we had just a tunnel underground going to the Nether portal, and I just put a bunch of obsidian in front of it. So then you just dug like a one block wide hole through it, while still leaving most of the obsidian, and then I just like I'm just exploring the overworld when I just hear in the call everyone start fucking screaming at me after coming back from the Nether because you guys brought your horses to the Nether. And when you came back, they were fucking suffocated by the obsidian.
And they all
and I was
died.
just like, you should have just dug the rest!
That is okay. Actually,
and then I just died in the middle of the overworld because my name was written into the Death Note.
What?
I want to say, I want to say, I just remembered, and I obviously
most of my unhinged gamer moments did come from Dark RP. Like, I'd always screw with the admins. Like, I had this one house that had a big basement, and some dude broke into my house, and I was just like, oh, okay. So I prop blocked him into my house, and I led him into the basement to this tiny room where my money printer was. And I was like, alright, dude, you're stuck now, and I locked him in there and prop blocked the door. And, he kept screaming for an admin constantly. He finally got an admin, and the admin came over. By then, I'd fixed the main. I'd let him out, and I'd fixed the main doorway to where you could like get in with a key card, and the admin was like, "Dude, do you not know how?" He was talking to the guy I'd locked in there. He's like, "Do you not know how keypads work, dude? You can get in and out." And the admin left and wouldn't answer him again, and I was just like, alright, go back to your room. And by then, like, I was witnessing Stockholm Syndrome. He went back to his room, and I locked him up again. And, like, an hour later, I checked on him, and he was still active, and he had changed the room. Like, he had decorated the entire room. He had made it look immaculate. He's like, oh hey, can I leave now? I was like, no. And he said, but it's against the rules to log off during a raid, because he was technically, like, raiding my house. I was like, okay, dude, and I closed the door and locked him in there again.
There's nothing funnier
like,
than fucking shooting someone in the head in Gmod and just hearing them scream mods into the mic. It is like, RDM! It is
RDM,
so
RDM!
funny.
RDM!
RDM. What does RDM mean again?
One time I RDM'd someone, and then I just killed the mod that came to get me because he didn't have God mode on for some reason.
Can you tell the Russian rat VR chat story?
What?
The time that story?
Okay, so me and my friend were playing VR chat this one time, and we were just doing this thing where we kept going through portals. Like, if viewers here don't know how VR chat works, like, a world can have portals that connect to other worlds, so we just did a deep dive where we kept going through more and more portals until we reached this world that was an apartment. And apparently it was a Russian apartment, you know, this was a Russian world, and we heard, like, people talking in the distance in one of the apartment buildings, so we got in the basement of the apartment building, and we just started crawling around pretending to be rats, and we kept making noises. We're like, and we hear them, like, pause. We hear them stop talking. And we just hear, oh. And we hear them, like, start talking all panicked to themselves, and eventually we snuck up to the apartment room they were in, and they were all in this one room, so we, like, stealthed by them and hid in their bedrooms and kept making noises, and eventually one of them, like, opened the closet that I was in, and we were like,
That's scary.
and they were terrified, like, they started yelling, but then we became friends with them, even though we couldn't understand each other, and there's just this man who'd fallen asleep in VR in the VR bathtub, and I remember our friend just kept turning to us saying, Susano, sleep! Susano, sleep!
That was like the only thing he could say. I love that. I love interacting with people. Like, you can barely understand each other, but you still form a friendship. Oh, I love it.
Alright, so I'll move on to one of my notes. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know, what is the beginning of the week to you? Is it Sunday or
No,
Monday?
you are not doing this stupid
Alright, we gotta explain the lore, we gotta explain the context.
I can't remember if you
so
were
I'll explain it, okay. Alright, so, I was trying to schedule, a recording, like a week or two ago. I was like, alright,
a week or two
said,
in what
I'm
measurements?
going to record it next week. I was going to record it next Sunday. Let me look at the scheduling thing to make sure it's what I said is right.
Yeah.
So basically I said, alright, so let's record next week, and then someone said, alright, let's record Sunday, and everyone's like, yes, let's do that. When I said next week, I mean, like, the upcoming week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean, like, well, because I said this, I believe, on, like, a Thursday or a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I said this on a Saturday. Okay.
Oh, funny.
So my argument is, I put this on a Saturday, and I was like, this next week, and I was talking about the upcoming week of, like, the upcoming week. And I was like, alright, everyone was good, and then I scheduled it, and everyone started fucking yelling at me as like, hey, I didn't know you meant this Sunday. I don't... Everyone just started yelling at me, and they were like, no, the week does not start on a Sunday. It starts on a fucking Monday. And, like, when you mean next week, I mean a week from now. You should mean a week from now. So I should have meant the next Sunday after that. Nice was like, it starts on a Sunday, therefore next Sunday is this Sunday. So what are your thoughts on it?
Okay, I I think the answer's pretty simple. If you're American, the start of the week is on Sunday, even though the weekend also includes Sunday for some reason. But I think most other places, because I know in like Spanish-speaking countries, we learn this in Spanish. The start of the week is Monday. Because Sábado Domingo, that's the end of the week. But it doesn't make sense.
I'm trying to
Well, the
look.
thing is, we're all American. There's only two non-Americans who can record.
I know the Americans were arguing about it too, and they are
I think
wrong
the problem
in the context
wasn't
of the United
when
States.
the week starts, it's just how you're measuring a week, because we thought that you meant calculating a week in a relative term and not a fixed term, because I think like a week starts like in a scheduled term whenever the week starts. Like if your week starts on Wednesday and you have Monday and Tuesday off, then saying next week on Friday or whatever, but just the next sequential thing makes sense for a scheduled pattern, but this isn't a scheduled pattern, so we'd think that next week would be after more than 7 days from now.
Yeah, I should have rephrased it and put in this upcoming week.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I actually
think
barely
that's fair.
remember this conversation. I don't even remember
This happened at
what I
like
said.
2 a.m., to be fair.
Oh yeah, no. After 11 p.m., I don't remember anything.
But I mean, after that conversation, it did get me thinking, like, how in the United States is Sunday both the start of the week but also the weekend?
I think of it like the week ends, like the end, like is something that is also the beginning. Like you have like like a piece of string. The piece of string. You have two ends on a piece of string. A week is like that. And I think Sunday is the first end of the string, and the Saturday is the other end of the string. That's the way I think of.
But it's like
the week.
It's like Sunday, you're not doing anything. How has the week begun if you haven't begun doing anything?
Hey. Maybe for you, I used to work on Sunday. That was my Monday. That was like my first day of the week.
But what if you don't?
Well, then...
Well, it still starts on a Sunday because
What if
you're doing nothing.
What if I start working on a Tuesday? Is that the start of the week?
Guys, I have a
your
crazy...
week doesn't start at all.
I have a crazy idea for you. Time might not be real, guys. I'm sorry.
What the fuck, man? Time is real because otherwise, how would I keep time of the thing? It's not made up, right?
I mean, really, we could. What if one day Joe Biden, he came on the TV and he said, we're no longer going to be using time anymore. If you caught using time, $10,000 fine. We're going to measure it based on how far it is after the beginning of the universe in a single number.
Well, this is... Yeah, it's Biden's now. We have Mega Biden, Kilo Biden. Like metric time? Did you learn about metric time?
What, metric time? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, there's all different... Yeah, it's a real thing.
Oh.
Metric time as well as...
Huh?
What was called internet time?
I need to look this up. Also, realistically, we all
Is
play
internet time
Crossing,
just
right?
being awake at 3 a.m.?
Okay, so we all know the day starts at 6 a.m. then, right?
Oh, that's Animal Crossing rules, right?
Yeah, that's Animal Crossing rules.
And also
the day doesn't
FNAF
roll over
rules.
until 6 a.m.
So yeah,
Fuck off!
I'm right!
You are, but I hate it. I hadn't thought about that. That makes me angry.
So every domination of time is no longer like a minute, hour. You only have seconds. You have decaseconds, hectoseconds, and kiloseconds. Like a megaseconds is about 12 days.
That's fucking stupid. Just use regular time like a normal person.
And then there was like internet time,
metric
I came across in it.
Metric users be like,
I read a book recently. It was the first scientific book I've read in a while about the nature of time and how it makes no sense.
When you think about it, why is our calendar even set to 2000 to be like 2,000 years after that? Shouldn't it be like? I think I read somewhere that it should be like the year 12,000 if we want to measure based on the first like time humans properly had civilization.
Because I also recently read a history book that was about that discussed whenever people were first like, oh, we need standardized time, and everyone was just like, okay, the British are trying to do standardized time, so I guess we'll agree that they're like the center of the temporal world, and we'll base time off of them. And like everyone in the peasants in like the same region had their own time, and like it was fucking up trains. So they're like, all right, for the sake of the railroads, so the trains run on time, we need standardized time, and then time is now time.
I really like the conspiracy theory that, like, we are in the year 2000, we're actually in 1700 something.
What does that mean? What does that
Okay,
entail?
so there's this conspiracy theory that for a period of 300
Never heard of
years
that
in, like,
one.
European history, just a strange, unusually little amount of interesting things happened. So, there's this theory that just, like, one king just decided I think this was it was in the year 700 or something, and they were like, be cool if it was the year 1000. So then he just talked with two other kings, and they're like, yeah, let's make that happen. So they just faked 300 years of human history in Europe, and this does not account for every other country in the world still having recorded history. This is just a cope for Europe being fucking boring for 300 years.
Hold on, I found it. It wasn't even boring during that time period. Within the first, like, few paragraphs,
Yeah.
it points out, oh yeah, Holy Roman Empire happened during this time, but...
Well, maybe the Roman Empire was just a big gaslight. It never actually happened.
They just accept that it's a fabrication.
I mean, the HRE is just a big mess anyway. They could just make it more messy.
It's saying, I mean, it's claiming that within this theory, it claims Charlemagne is fake, which, to be fair, you know, as a student of history, I often do. I was just gonna say, I often do contemplate, like, huh, what if this dude's fake? What if he's not even a real? And then my entire world comes crumbling down. I'm like, no.
You know, now I'm just thinking if, what if, like, centuries into the future, historians will think that some meme we have was, like, a real person.
Like, what? Like, damn, Daniel, like, he was the president of the United States during the year 2018.
Yeah.
But, like, have we had any, like, event or any historical oddities where people suspect or it's proven
called,
that people just decided to make up a person
bada boo,
to just fool historians in the future just to fuck with them? Because
People will believe Cthulhu was real.
There's a lot of people like that.
Because I know that the opposite has happened, where, like, they're just like, you know what? Fuck you. Your punishment is that no historian will ever remember you. You don't exist anymore. Ha idiot.
So basically, any comic creator that
I mean, if
What?
I mean, wasn't the creator of Spider-Man?
Whoa,
like,
hot take, baby.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was?
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I mean,
Yes.
to be fair, Stan Lee took a lot of credit from creators. It didn't make where, like, he would
Have you seen the
constantly
video of Stan Lee where he's
be like oversighting them and trying to cover up their own like stories.
Stan Lee just kind of seems like the good timeline version of Disney, Disney, but like
this story once,
still a bit skeevy.
Since it's where one of the last things like Walt Disney did before he died is he was watching someone animate the Jungle Book and he said, "That is a sexy child," and then he died immediately, like 2 weeks later. It's really funny. Again, Sid. I mean, what do you want me to?
I think I've heard about that. Okay, but To answer
I'm going
Vincent's
by
question
Sidney in this
earlier,
podcast.
I think there's a lot of examples of people that are just kind of, we don't know if they existed in history or not, if they were just made up, or, like, I think the biggest example I can think of is, there's like the first 25 Japanese emperors, they're just like, yeah, we kind of think they're not real, but we don't really know.
That's
and there's been
interesting.
an unbroken
what's the
line for,
behind
like,
that?
over, like, centuries.
Huh, or,
Like,
so, wait, so is it that they're, like, fictionalized versions of the emperors, or, like,
see, exactly, we
like,
don't really know.
like, was there just, like, one emperor of Japan who was like, yeah, I'm the 26th emperor. This has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, because, like, the 26th guy, like, why would he roll up and be like, yeah, 26th emperor right here. Yeah, okay, yeah, so if we go based off the mythical dates, that would place the, current Imperial House of Japan as being founded 660 BC.
660.
But, like, even going on, I don't know how they verified it, but it says even the verified date.
Yeah, that's like
the
1,000.
earliest
That's
emperor
almost,
is
more than
539
1,000
AD, which is still
That's
kind of
interesting.
crazy that they
Of just missing emperors.
Of just fucking 1,000 years of unverified emperors. Like, what is the main theory that, like, was there, like, a faceless government who was like, yeah, we got this super cool guy, he's so strong, he has a big sword.
Japan right now. They're gonna see this and click off. they're gonna see this video and they're gonna click off and dislike the video.
Yeah, like, number 6.
I don't know anything about the...
I don't know his name.
Okay. I literally know nothing about the
Japanese emperors and I
know, like,
I get weak in
the most
knees.
I know about was, like, the last one, and that's because he was the last one, and that is all. So I don't know I know fuck all about this topic. No, he got, like... There is. There's an empire. There's really an emperor.
No,
is it okay? I might sound like a fucking dumbass for asking this, and I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but, like, is it just kind of like
went
a
into,
Queen
like, the
Elizabeth
Reiwa
type
era
of thing,
in Japan,
where, like,
right?
they have like that, but it's not really.
It kind of, but I think they hold more, like, if they say something, then it's like, alright, it's gotta be this way, because it's, like, the Emperor is worshipped as, like, a living god, kind of still. I hear Hito denounced, he was like, he had to finally be like, okay guys, I'm not a god, because America had a gun to his head and was like, denounce your divinity. And but, like...
That's interesting.
They're still, like, very much held to a very high regard. I mean, they don't even allow...
Yeah, I know.
They don't
that's
even
something I
allow,
know
like,
nothing
women
about, so.
to inherit the titles.
Wow. Yeah, the only thing I know about emperors... Yeah, the only thing I know about emperors is just that's what, like, some anime, like, well, some anime called the era. It's like that's what Japanese call, like, the
is that how eras
sometimes.
work?
They reference what era?
Yes.
Like, it's the Reiwa era, and then Heisei, I think, was the one before it, right?
There's a mixture of, like, we went over it some in my Japanese language class, that, I mean, for the most part, like, when you're speaking Japanese, you're just gonna kind of use, like, the standardized year, but sometimes, like...
The Americanized year.
Well, standardized as in, like, it's 2022,
Hey,
not Reiwa 3, but sometimes they do still do it that way.
Yeah, because we know that Kyrbii that because we read Higurashi.
Don't call me
Higurashi
honest,
always
read
opens
Higurashi.
in like the 54th year of
don't mention
Big
Higurashi.
fan.
No, I'm just kidding. I do.
Don't
I
mention
think
Higurashi on
honestly,
this
I
podcast,
remember that
we
more from
can't.
Pom
Look, I haven't like all I know is
to
it's
be honest.
don't
Yeah. For reference, Pom Poko is a Ghibli movie. It's pretty good. Go watch it.
Well, to be fair, we only watched that
it's-
not too.
It's
long
honestly
ago.
pretty underrated. I really liked it. Not that many people talk about it, and it does get
Yeah,
pretty
it
fucking
gets kinda
depressing.
depressing.
But I liked it. Yeah, there's a lot of ball transformation in that movie.
Raccoon nuts.
Oh yeah,
Raccoon nuts.
I think I remember telling my
Beast?
grandma about the plot, and
Yeah.
she just thought I was making shit up, and that wasn't a real movie. I'm like, no, Ghibli made it. No, Studio Ghibli made that.
It's a yeah.
If we get enough people
You
to
guys wonder how
believe in
easy
it,
it
like
would
if
be
we were
to
like as
make
big
our
as
own
like,
conspiracy
well,
theory.
what would our conspiracy theory be? Oh, we could do like
Yes.
we could do like, how about we make a theory that Portugal and Spain used to be swapped, but then they just Portugal was too
it should
powerful,
be
so we had to so the United States and all of Europe just fucking made them pick the smaller country instead and said, this is your legacy now.
No, our conspiracy theory. No, we should have our conspiracy theory be something so minor that no one's gonna fact check
No,
us.
exactly,
We're just
that's-
it's gonna be something
okay,
minor.
so-
Like it's
okay, so
between
in
minor and
1960,
majors, where
one
like
of the
people
astronauts brought
would have
cheese on the
doubts
moon
of
and
its
just left it
validity,
there,
but they
and that's
wouldn't
why
fact
people
check
think
it.
the moon is made out of cheese. That's not a real one. I made that
I
up.
feel like that's a real one.
They left their
I feel like-
feces on the moon. Yeah.
I think that's a real one.
Okay, the astronauts left their shit on the moon. Be funny, huh?
Oh.
Yeah,
Astronaut
that's a
shit
good one.
believers.
That one actually is real. I think there's some astronaut shit on the moon.
I've asked this before. How mad would a country get if you
Yeah,
just went up there
we
just to
should
move their
make a
flag,
thing
like,
where,
and then put
if-
yours there and then go back? Would they go up there themselves to fix it? Would they spend billions of dollars to fix it?
Oh yeah, I think I was talking about this. If
on the moon.
if I just
thought you were-
went to the moon and just took the Earth, or I just took the American flag from it, like that.
No,
Like,
it's
America
actually
doesn't
illegal
own
according to a
property
treaty
on the
from
moon,
I
do they?
believe-
So,
I'm not sure
like-
when to own
like, if
any
I just
property
go-
on the moon. Fun
No,
fact.
you can't. They
So it's perfectly legal for me to go up there and take the American flag and just bring it home, right?
they're gonna get pissed.
You
Like, you'll
probably
get a press
wouldn't-
conference
Okay,
about
but, like,
someone took
okay,
the American
what
flag.
law did I
But, like,
break?
it's like when your
They would
teacher
probably
calls
denounce
you
you
out
and
when
ban
do
you from
did I
the
something.
break,
country,
you
but I don't
sons
think
of
you would break
bitches?
any laws. I think the reason I mean, yeah, I
But
suppose
can they
so.
just ban me from the country
Right?
for no reason? Do they have to have a law that I have
if they want,
broken,
I,
or can
Sidney,
they just
okay,
be
Sidney, have you considered
fuck
probably when you
you.
get back, the CIA would
We
have
don't like
already
you.
planted cocaine in your house, and then they would have been like, "Oh yeah, he was doing cocaine. He's under arrest now." It.
Oh, good point.
So I couldn't have done it. So what I'm saying is that even if you did
Well, that
nothing, they
cocaine
would
has been in my
probably get
house
the
the
FBI
entire
or the
time I was on
CIA
the
to just
moon.
plant something on you or near you. To
So
fuck
I
you over,
couldn't have
you know?
done it.
Okay, but
Just
then I'll
move
go
to
on
Portugal.
Twitter and announce I am going to steal the flag from the moon if I'm arrested. The CIA planted evidence, so people will totally
Now you're just doing
believe
the
me.
same thing as John McAfee did, where he's like,
Minions
"Yeah, if I
plot.
kill myself, the
This sounds
CIA
like the plot
did
to
it, but then
Despicable
he just
Me.
did it anyways because it was just a big prank." Like people would probably just think you're doing the same thing he did. I don't know if it'd work, I don't know. Also, I think the reason I know that thing about moon property is because they were.
I still think about. I
I
still
can't
think
remember
about.
if it was Pepsi or something, but someone wanted to put like advertising on the moon, so when you looked up you would see like Coca-Cola.
I think like Coca-Cola
ever
was
happens,
trying to
I'm
make a
shooting
sky
that thing down.
billboard.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's gonna be
They're like, okay, you know, if
Yeah,
I
doesn't
saw
that
like
expire
fucking
at some point?
fucking rockets trying to like if I saw fucking rockets trying to like fucking how would a rocket even like would they just would they just have a giant metal plate that they just like how big would the fucking metal plate need to be? Because like you need to probably construct that in space with smaller parts, but like
oh my
how
God.
would you get that shit together? Because like
Yeah,
you're
wait,
making
yeah.
me think of a
rockets
scenario
need
where
to, like,
Coca-Cola's in
be
like a
in
big scandal
orbit
because
and
like
shit.
oh god, our billboard fell into the atmosphere and destroyed Kansas. Kansas is gone now.
Yeah, what if this caused like a catastrophic event?
Well, anyway,
Coca-Cola fucking destroys the
anyway,
world
if I
government?
just saw fucking
the true terrorist?
Coca-Cola, like the rockets, like trying to build the fucking Lego kit of their giant billboard, I would just fucking like shine a laser pointer like directly at them in hopes that they would
okay. I want to say
be blinded
I
and
wanna say
just
the concept
crash
of
into
fucking-
the
Yeah,
fucking
people
ocean.
have, like, the world's
having to
brightest
ban laser
flashlights.
pointers because people were pointing them up at planes.
They could just
and
do
it's
that
like,
to
the whole cabin would just be red from like the red light, and they would freak the fuck out. Is like really funny. It's just like imagine you're just sitting there flying your plane, and then the whole cabin just turns red, and you're like, "What's happening?" Ah, you know. Their laser's powerful enough for that.
It's like when
why they
someone
banned,
fucks
like,
up with
certain
your
lasers.
vision in
Yeah,
VR
I don't think
chat.
I don't think.
Oh yeah, the thing.
no, that's why they.
Were they even able to detect who
Hold on, let me
did that? Because like, how would you even fucking
I
find
think that's
them?
why they banned those lasers.
Like, there is something very fucking funny about that, just because it's so pointless to do, but also completely undetectable and just very harmful. Just, I'm going to fuck up this entire plane because it's funny with my one laser pointer.
Here's the idea on how to stop it, and the fact that they needed
Like,
to make an idea for this to stop people from pointing lasers at planes. Whoever made this, it's a very funny thing. It's like a sensor to like pinpoint their location on where the fucking laser is coming from.
What is this? What?
Moon base.
Do they have a base on the moon?
Oh yeah, no. I wish that I wish that just
Laser
implied
on the
that yeah,
moon?
there's a base on the
It's
moon.
pointing to the moon, but like Jesus.
We
Yeah, fucking America didn't just leave the
Just
moon.
imagining,
They've been
like-
on the moon.
Like two. Just imagining
They got
like someone
cloned. That's our
flying a
conspiracy
plane, and then they see like another plane go by with like a pilot that they fucking hate. They're like, "Oh, that dipshit!" So they just like aim a laser pointer into the other
It's
other
Quagmire
pilot's
from Family
plane.
Guy.
Like,
yeah.
like could they just blame that on like, oh, it was just someone on the ground?
The rivalry.
Quagmire from Family Guy, fucking killing other pilots. God damn it!
Yeah, an hour 20. We'll probably have to cut out like 10 minutes of it, maybe.
Oh, all right. I think we're at a
So
good
an
length
hour
for the
is, like, a
episode.
good length.
Hour 20-ish.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, about
I'm
an
getting
hour's
a
a
little
good-
tired,
good
so I
length
could
for it.
stop.
We could
but
probably
whatever
talk
you
about
guys
more,
wanna do.
right?
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyone got any final?
Yeah, or if you just want to like have another
Yeah.
final topic.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys have any final thoughts to say before we get to the closing,
Bees.
please
Oh.
say so now.
Oh yeah, we were talking about like the Japanese Empire and, like, the Queen. I was thinking, like, how does fucking the Queen just... Like, the Queen knows about the loophole that she can't technically do any crime, right?
If she does it, if she does it, I don't know.
They'll just kill her?
Like, actually, is it,
just be like,
is it
"All right,
possible
no more
that
Queen."
no one's told her? Because just
I think
like,
she knows, but like, again,
Okay,
she was raised as a regal, and she's
yeah,
90,
if you're like
something.
just
Stop.
Queen Elizabeth, how would you just resist the urge to just constantly do crimes? Like, why wouldn't you just like go to the store and just take Milky Ways from the cashier?
Don't make that the thumbnail.
The Queen fucking dies. That's the episode. That's our clickbait.
I like how the way they made her dead was they
why are there so many of these?
Is that Trump from the time he fucking went to the wrestling arena? like with Vince McMahon? What? Why is that an image?
I think
Why
so.
are there so many of these?
Also, I said King Philip. I apologize for
Yes.
Okay.
Are these all the same channel?
Yes.
If you did this, I think MI6 would be like,
exploding?
so are you like planning a terrorist attack or something?
Symbol.
Most amazing top 10, or are they not? Whichever one's the real one.
MI6.
MI6
This
just reminds me of like fucking.
No, it's MI5.
This reminds me, like, why are all like fucking craziest soccer moments, like, why do they all have the funniest fucking thumbnails of like random soccer dude getting fucking decapitated in the middle of the game?
Really, I went to the Wikipedia page. It literally says
flood
MI6 is real. What do you mean MI6 isn't real?
Who makes those thumbnails?
Well, no, but they at least
Well,
like
I was
like
told
found it. It could just be entirely
that
fucked
MI6
up,
is
but
just
at
a
least,
made-up thing, right?
they have said it exists. So what do you mean it's not real? I mean, I guess it could be fake. Real conspiracy. Yeah. Like, what is the point of these fucking football thumbnails? Honestly, this is what happens when you watch the most boring fucking sport ever being played. You like, I need to see something more interesting, so you start making these thumbnails.
Okay, it's censored,
Yeah,
but
this is why like the FIFA games are so buggy. They want people to laugh, have fun playing it instead of just.
Yeah, you guys remember that football game where an entire passenger plane just crashed in the middle of the field as they were still playing, and the dude he got a massive goal and won the entire season.
Yeah, and the entire fucking like no one noticed the plane crash.
They wouldn't still be playing the football matches if it was
in, like,
underwater. Also, Italia, yes.
The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, that's true. That's like what happened in that new Batman movie, kind of.
Well, you clearly never played Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is like the real life equivalent. These thumbnails are like the real life equivalent of that one fucking.
For those of you that
one
aren't,
fucking
that, like,
soccer SNES game task.
Look up top 10 craziest moments in football on YouTube and just look at all the fucking thumbnails.
And you'll see like a soccer player just decapitating another player with the text "no foul," and you'll see like
a plane crashing into the stadium with a guy kicking a football. You'll see like the entire stadium underwater while the guy is still standing there trying to play football. I'm not mentioning the other one that got sent. 10 things. Okay, just
that's
10 things only Cristiano.
Because I don't want to have to put that in.
No, we're not putting that one
That probably
up.
still isn't. Actually, is that still up on YouTube? Well, that could have been taken at any time. 10 things only Cristiano Ronaldo. It's still up. Yo, I think you guys should click on. Hold on, let me find this video. I think you guys should watch it. I think
don't look for it.
Like the first one is like really crazy. Just take a second to watch it. It just. Yeah, we'll just
the
take a second to
timestamp
watch the
is
video.
baked into the thumbnail. What the fuck?
Here's a question.
Wait, what?
The timestamp in the thumbnail is not real. It's stuff.
No, it's not. It's a fake one. It's called sus. It's hashtag sus.
Okay. Okay. I think. Okay.
For those of you that don't know, fucking look up that video, and if it's still there, then I mean,
it's not even a real video too, because it's not even done.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say, it's been a good first episode. Or first, technically, it's the second one.
All right, I think it's a good.
We recorded a pilot for. We recorded a pilot first, but we weren't really super happy with it, just because. Just I guess to just be transparent with you guys, if anyone's listening to this at all. It just, I don't know. We just didn't end up really vibing with the first half of it. And we thought, we'll just scrap it and make the real first episode. But you'll probably also get that at some point. I guess it's a little.
Well, like the first half of it, Kyrbii was just missing, and then when they appeared, it started being good. So that means they're the missing link.
Yeah.
We're gonna insert the entire pilot halfway into this episode. So
yeah. So about 4. So if you're listening to this,
we hope you enjoyed the
2 hours into this first episode.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed the pilot back there halfway through the episode.
The end of like your fucking 2.5 hour journey.
Just to explain one more time how this podcast works, just because I don't know if we really explained it all that well. So it's the 3 hosts. It's me, HorseGam, and Yensid, and then we'll sometimes have 1 to 2 guests on. There might come a time where we only have 1 or 2 of the 3 hosts or something. Although we prefer to record with
just
hosts.
the 3 hosts.
Yeah, exactly. Like it just depends on how we're feeling that day. So just to explain,
I'll probably have a release date. When each episode goes out on which day of the week it is when I upload it. So
this will just be the first one. So once we have more going on, we'll have figured it out, and that's more for us.
I'll talk about it at the beginning of episode 2.
You, dear viewer, won't have to worry about that. Ooh.
Anyways, as we wrap up this episode, I want to say I love you all. You're all one special people, and I'm talking to the audience.
You're also an
you're
an MI6 denier, but also I still love you.
All right, so my last wholesome thing will be go watch TAS International Superstar Soccer Deluxe by Marco Cardi in 1524 play around. It's a very good video.
That's your wholesome thing.
All right, I still gotta say mine.
Watch Love Live.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I'll
be back.
Hope you have a nice day, whoever you are, and hopefully as we record these, we'll get a little less awkward, have to edit out less stuff and just generally get better at it. But thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Alright, bye-bye. Enjoy your bee episode. Bye-bye.